amukora tukajaje William Sarongo.
At least you have heard the name. So
ndio muhinji
is a farmer.
Kando mulisi.
Kana koramo that's both farming, animals and crop.
Kandi ogundo muringo nabwe ninye twire nishobesa abahinji bagenzi banje kuba kuwasa ko kurebera intoki zawo.
Is also a trainer of other farmers.
Tindi kumanya ampato arambura twarambura project ya arwengo urwahansi small scale.
That where we have visited a farm which is still on small scale.
Ate chokora nkafate je turume je twatira amabega hariho project yebishayi bibiri a half acre.
This project where we are, it is only half acre.
Konka project je mpa half acre nebasa kuruga mu sente zitahanse mitwaro nkaga netano buri bara kwezi.
That every month you can earn 650 from half an acre.
650,000.
650,000
and above. Tindi kumanya ninjango obimo mwatandikire ntoki batutandikire ardo cyo kwasa kutembura timo wowe ine kimwe turi kutandikira batureba okureberera.
Is asking that have you already started so that we can begin from management, or we start from the planting itself?
We are starting from the beginning.
Yeah.
Because some of us they have already started and some are still.
One wanda kutandika urutoke twikiriza ngo buri mwanya bwona nikuza urutoke.
That if we want to begin banana plantation or banana farming, we believe that every part of this country, of this nation, can accommodate bananas.
Then ko kweza kwikiriza ngo baza kutandika project ejo notebekana so umwanya gutekateka ngo wamara guhinga ureke ngo warwana so mwata obutakufa uko rumbugu na no kwihamu emiteme hango emizi yayo hahabya hebiti hango.
That after getting the idea of starting banana farming, then you start preparing your land. Beginning with tilling, but when you are tilling your land, make sure you remove those weeds and trees that are, for example, the coach grass, the whatever, plus those big trees. When you leave there the roots of those trees, they will just even be competing with the nutrients, soil nutrients with bananas.
So ko kweza kutebekanisa omusiri gwawe hatunoza hakupima uko kuza kubyara. So twantupima ntukosa futi mwana okuruga nkondo kuzandiju ntupima futi 12 kugira ngo wamara kubyara rutoke rwakwata rwabo nkoro usigaze futi 10 ari 10 kuzamutuma kuruga mutuma kuzagunda nko kuruga nkondo kuzandiju hano za kutimbe kina no pima futi 12.
Is saying that after preparing your land, now you go to the real digging of the is it a ditch or a hole? For the digging of the hole, but you first measure by putting marks, and those marks should be 12 meters apart from each hole to another one. You measure 12 meters in that 12 feet in that. When you have dug the hole, 2 feet will go to the hole, will be occupied by the hole, and you remain with only 10 feet from a plant to another one.
So ko kwaza kupima deno za kutimbe byina ekine cyo pantu jango timbo bugazi bwa futi 3 and futi 2.
That your hole must be 2 feet down, but the width should be 3 feet.
So one timba tujango at least fute mweru kubanza itakeje ruto kwajyo, then fute kweruka itakana ruto kwajyo, then one oza kubyara noza kosere rwabanza kwihankai omuyitaka mene rwabanza kutimba.
That you must be careful when you are digging your hole. The first top soil, the first feet, that soil should be put separate, and the other feet down, that soil should also be put separate. The reason being that the top soil, which is rich in nutrients, should be the one used to cover after planting.
Then kwa kwaza kutimba abakwasa kufuna mashito kuno tukosa masha hatoronda amasha go kuza kubyaza imitumba yawe. Then wamara gafuna amasha go ponto jango kwate ba kwibiriza amasha uzitomu itakariye ryo bandize kwihumukina. hati nizo kuza kutahuramu rero nitakeyo kabana byo wabyaza mutumba kwa.
That after digging, if you want to plant using manure, if you can get cow dung, it is the most useful one. That you can get 2 basins of cow dung and you mix those basins with that cow dung with the topsoil that you removed first, so that you can use it to cover your planting.
Then kwa kaze cyo hatuwaza kutora nembibo y'emitumba eyo rukubyara. So itonki kunu yantubyara emitumba yebikabishatu. Concept kabisa tuje mitumba. Tubyara obutumba obuto. Abona muzako ntafuna sansa kuza kure bo hari n'abahereza kuvugura bwo buzaka Kampala. Then tubyara emitumba empangare ninga shebisiku. Then obaza kucwa kumanya noza kubyara emitumba ya kikachi otwana ninge empangare ninga shebisiku.
What do you want to use as your planting materials? We have 3 types. One, you can plant a young one, like this one, or a bit older than this one. Or else you can plant something which is almost like this one. But you can also plant, we call it a stump, where we have cut the banana from, the remaining part down. It can also be used for planting. So which one you decide on which one you want to use, those out of those 3.
Then kwa kaza kumanya umuningo go kuza kosa mu kubyara then hatutandika kutora na embigo yo kuza kubyara. Embigo yo kuza kubyara twine embigo za katare. Embigo za katare twine embigo nka misakara, kibuzi, mugazi rimwe nyamanyamonyo. Izo nyonyo bina ebichebe mbiro mu cyakatare. Then kandi twine birusiro mu kudiya ibyo nembururu na nabutongo. So mwana tugira noza wanu cyakatare no kosembe bina misakara, kibuzi, mugazi rimwe
that depending on your intention, your aim, your mission of having a banana plantation. Is it for consumption? Is it for commercial purposes? If it is for commercial purposes, we have varieties that are needed in the market. And some of those varieties are these. Number 1 is called Mushakara. Mushakara is this one, behind you. That one is called Mushakara. It has long fingers and it lasts longer to ripen. Another one is called Mbwazirime. Mbwazirime is a Uganda word. Our grandfathers used to go to Uganda. They were digging there, they were working there. Then the Baganda women would say, when my grandfather asks for a toke, the Baganda would say, Mbwazirime, meaning that you give those dogs that they can dig. So they called it Mbwazirime. It is this one which is reddish. That is Mbwazirime.
Which one? The other one, huh?
This one, with the reddish whatever. That one is Mbwazirime. Then there is another one called Chibuzi. Chibuzi is here. This one is called Chibuzi. It is the best. It has very good fingers and it also lasts longer. Here we have people who take bananas up to London, up to UK, up to South Africa. They pack them in boxes, but they select varieties which they take, those that can last longer and with good fingers. So if you want to go to the market, you decide on the varieties to plant. But if you want to go feeding, if you want for food security, then you can plant what we call nakabururu, embururu. We shall get it, I think, somewhere. It is not very common because now people have gone to commercial farming. They are no longer, no? But it is very sweet when you are eating. So we shall also see.
You pronounce it?
Embururu. Oba nakabururu in Uganda.
Kwa kaza kubyara mitumba yawe yitwa wamara kunaka kutunga mbibo kacha mwembi bero abyare kike cyo kuzabyara ukakitunga wamara kubyara ntujyangwe mitumba je yamara kwata so byabiye bisiku nibiza kuzara abana bingi so noza kwiyaho abandi osigaza umwana ugokwe nagugumiza mu gutambure nagwa yejeje mtono wajibyara neza kutera abana bintu oyeho umwana osigaza umwana gumwe gokuma nguza kutambura so ntfateka ngo tandika kutebeka kugira ngo omutumba gwawe ureke ngo nkoro yawe noza kuba inho mutumba mukuru umwana na numwijukuru so ekitukweto kwitira twatandika kwitira.
So is saying that after planting, now your plants have started doing what?
Bringing the sack.
Bringing the sucker, bringing the... So you have to practice what we call family planning. Because they will produce very many children. And if you produce many children and you can't manage them, it means that you will end up doing what? Corrupting. So if you can see around, you will not see... you will not see so many children in one word, but at least you can see the mother, you see the son, and then you can see the grandchild, and sometimes before. So, this one is called the Musakara. So what we were saying, members, this thing was planted. They did not cut here banana. This is what they planted. But they planted it after removing the banana. So they planted the what?
Okay.
The remaining parts. This is the stuff that they planted. This is the very one. And it produced so many. But they have removed all the rest. Only one is remaining. Because this is the first one, the first child, and it will bear a large banana. You don't just wait for years to get large. Immediately the first one will produce a best banana.
Then at kuturu kaza kwamara kwitira.
Now, in summary, you can look at this generation. This one is there, then the child, and then the grandchild. So that is truthful, that is how it is supposed to be. Yes.
Then young tukumuzama hati ortosirwa wamara kuka aharwengoru mpaha kukibanti mansangu amashagu atiro msina hati gariyon gawam so hati waza kuleta masha agitura kahibra so tukakora ring ejo tshok kustani sa ekahubemwe ninga kahubibi kujya sente zoyene so hati watu waza kutani kakulisa omutumba kutengwaza igurushanga ibirisa nayo.
Is saying that after reaching this level, it means that the manure, the cow dung that you used while planting, it has now supported this, but it is getting now over. So you have to apply another manure now if you want a good yield. So you will apply either 2 wheelbarrows or 1 wheelbarrow, depending on the quantities that you have. You can even use 1 wheelbarrow. So we use it around your plantation, around your plant as a ring. If you had so many, if you had enough fertilizers or enough manure, you can even apply in the whole place. But it is expensive for no good reason. So you put just a ring using that wheelbarrow. And if it is not enough, you can even put the direction where the plant is going.
So twaba ntukorebyo nteka kurebeka ngogo mwanya guso bumwarebo gugwaru irogo nteka kwa kangutine kintu turugutekamo so tukuteka ogogo mwanya gutukuta mumasha tutukuta humashaje twasa ngo amasha tuzagatandikira mpa gazaheru so ahabwa kintu tukorecho twagendera kugira ngo emezi yo mutumba twagatampa emezi yo mutumba neza kutemba higuru twayaraho obukoko nubuza kwizira nabona kaje bukoko nubuza kujana gutankai umezi yo mutumba yitwera tere emezi yaza higuru zane matodi zinabindi nibuza kutahira umutumba gwi so mwanto tukurebera ogo mwanya kugira ngo gume gutire kiguruho.
So is saying that around your plant you shouldn't put anything, whether it is manure or mulching or whatever, because one, when you mulch and reach here, the roots will come up immediately after the plant. But if the manure is there and the mulching is there, then the roots will just pass underground and start feeding when they are already here. And when the sunshine comes, when it comes, it will start from there. And the roots are very deep down. By the time they reach the plantation here, the rains have already started again. So your plantation, whether it is a dry season or it is not a dry season, you will keep well. And two, it is hygiene, plantation hygiene. When you look at the hygiene, how you look about it, then you avoid some diseases, some whatever parasites and all that.
So ata kutukaza wabana kwa ngomanya wagwana kurebera so ntwetega uje gorto choro mpaho kwa kuba wakora ringeria tiyo kuza koma ho yonka ganyuma y'emyaka nkebiri no gumano yongera ngo uje mutwatu manyanguru rwo kusharura kitoki no bano y'amanyu yari wabi kuzire ki eyiwabiro so te kwa gumano yongera ganyuma yo bwire kugira amashago amashago kubokozise ubwije bwago.
So he's saying that even after 2 years, it is good if you have manure to apply. Because you know that the moment you harvest, when you see it, it is green, it is good, it is what? When you harvest, the manure is depreciating. So it is just doing what? Evaporating, depreciating. So you have to keep on adding, at least every 2 years.
Then achinde chikura chikuba ntushira kosa no kugira ngo wabonye mu by'amata ko abine bintu byo kubasa kosa omukwara so ko kwaza okukora ringeria yawe no yarra so akwara nteho kugira ngo none bana okuma amizo mutakura ngabasa kora ki gabasa gumamu then kandi ko kubatinde binyansi nicyo tukumekanye kugira ngo wano teme gogo yawe ogumeno cyoga ehendere yakozire ki koriro mwaro kugira ngo itakaje wagumurfumbire ririmo amizi.
He's saying that mulching is very important. Some of you studied agriculture, you know the importance of mulching. So if you can get mulches, very good, because it will keep water, it will keep everything, your soil will not go. But for last year, we don't have mulching materials. So that's why we use this, the banana stems. We cut them, then they end up becoming mulches. They even help us on weeds, because they are now mulches. And even they become manure after decay and decomposition.
So ni nyamkutara kushishagwe katwikize babi n'icyo kwenda kubuza.
Yeah, if you have a question you can answer then.
Okay, thanks. I wanted just some clarity on the bit of mulching and then the manure. You've talked that you should not make it get closer to the banana. So maybe some clarity, like where exactly, because I'm seeing how the mulches have been put. How about the manure you're talking of putting it ring? How should, like where exactly, if it's to show practice?
He's saying that but it is very nice when farmers are working, they don't move with meters or foot rulers and whatever, but they have pangas, they use pangas. So you can use your panga. You measure one panga from your stem. It's enough. You can leave that one and then you start your mulching or your manure after panga.
Okay.
Or you can say 2 feet.
Yeah.
What of the thickness of the manure? The thickness,
The thickness?
Yes.
We have said either wheelbarrow or 2 if you can. Any other question?
Yes, sir. The clarification is they wanted to know a practical bit of how do you apply manure.
Yes,
now,
yes.
If I come with my wheelbarrow,
Yes.
do I come and I pour it around here, or what do I do? Do I dig a hole?
Open a hole.
What?
Now, if you have one wheelbarrow and you power it there behind, and yet we want this thing to fit, which is in front. If the manure is not enough, if you don't have 2 wheelbarrows, then you will power where it is facing. But after first, then you can spray. You spray it. Then after spraying, then you get your forked hoe. We don't encourage using hose because the hoe can cut our what? Our roots. So we encourage using forked hoe. Then you mix the soil with your what? With your manure. So if there are no other questions, then we can go to the next farmer. When you reach there, you can even look at the spacing. You will find that one, the spacing there, maybe is not the same as this one, depending on the manure that you have. Because these days we are looking at 2 things. We are looking at quantity, but at the same time quality. Because we are at commercial farming. So we want to see if you want a very good yield, if you want very good yields, then the spacing must be wider.
Yeah.
But if you have enough manure, you can still compact them and they will still yield.
Now, maybe I'll find out. Do you have any organic fertilizer which you apply? Because sometimes people use DAP, people use it. Do you also apply organic fertilizer?
No. We don't use any. Purely organic.
Now, my question is, now the
Harvesting or
no, the question is, now, with banana you have to clean. So like this one which is dry, how do you cut? You cut it upward or downward? Cutting the dry.
We shall do, I think, demonstration there, where we are going. But this one cut maybe today. But we remove only the dry one. Because some people use it to remove the whole thing. And when you cut, you find some water coming out. Then I may ask you, if you are cutting your nails, do you cut only the dry, or even you cut even the one which is not dry? When the blood comes out, how do you feel?
Pain.
And why do you then do it to this one? So we only cut the dry one. And those ones, the reason why we are cutting half of them, it's because we know that all plants feed from the leaves. We wouldn't have cut, but because of wind, we don't have supporters, we don't have one. So that's why we cut half, so that at least it can still feed. But we wouldn't have cut if we had how do you call them? Support.
Maybe also, how many months dry months do you have here? In terms of the season, when you don't have rain completely?
Here, I think we have the driest, because it rains from January. It is only this February that we have received rain, but usually February and March completely dry. Then from May up to August also dry, but we keep on harvesting.
Why?
Because of the management.
Do you also do irrigation?
No, we don't.
Yeah, thank you so much. For me, I would like to go back with some suckers. I don't know who can help me. At least some fight I go back with it.
You will get.
Okay, thank you.
now I have one question.
And others have already got, but you also get some.
But I would kindly request, let's first of all get the knowledge. Then maybe then other things can come. Than being anxious and then you pick, then you eat there, and then you just wondering why it is not
Doing well.
For you.
Yeah.
Let's be taught on how to do the fishing than being given the fish.
So my question is, this one is, let me say, is almost getting ready. Now, if it's ready, how do you bring it down?
Now, when you are bringing it down, you will get your panga. Now we are harvesting. You get the panga, you cut this side. Around here, not there, not because when you cut here, you will not handle it. But you cut when it down here, side and side. Then you bring it slowly, slowly up to down. Because when you don't support it, it will definitely be spoiled when it goes down with force. So we cut and put slowly. We shall even demonstrate it. We get time. Let us move.
Now, just add on to somebody who was asking now he gave us one of the reasons why we are cutting the dry parts and not the area, the fresh one which has sun. Now, what he said was right. It is good to cut off the ones which are useless. Secondly, when you cut the part which is flesh, we've been hearing people talking about banana bacterial wilt. Banana bacterial wilt is a disease which affects bananas, and is mainly, it can be transmitted through the tools we are using, but mainly when that sap, that liquid which the plant is producing has that, when the plant is infected, that sap also has the disease. So when you cut a fresh plant, then you come and cut this other one, you cut the other one, you'll be transmitting the disease. But when you cut off the dry parts, there will be no transmission of banana bacteria from one plant to another.
Okay. I had a scenario that these bananas cannot last for 5 years, 3 years. So, is it true?
Which ones?
So these varieties, because they were talking of grafted as
3 years to do what? To ripe?
to get from
The
plant,
plantation
from plant.
can last for how many?
I'm now 52 years. I found my father with a banana plantation, and that plantation is as good as that one that was planted yesterday.
I wanted to even ask that how many years has this garden or this farm taken specifically? Yeah.
This one also actually has about 50 years. Only that the management changed like 5 years back. So the owner of this one sold it to another one, this one. Now the management changed. The way they were looking it after was not as good as now. But it has been there for
Excuse me. As you change the position of the hole, or the same hole has remained? Like leaving this one and then putting another hole here for planting.
These plants, the way he found them, he also just continued to maintain them.
Okay.
Yeah,
the only thing you can do, like that one, let us look at that one. That one is called the Nyakinika. And it is not as good as the other one they have planted. They have planted in Bazilime. So if you want to remove it for your reasons, you don't want this type, you want to plant another one, you can plant. But these ones are the original ones of 50 years.
twetega ngo bakabyarira umutogo wako bazakatema bate ko twakatema rero mukate ko mukina bakato mukina kaburamo ayiguru bate hitaka bwa buryo bwire bwenju akiriste yinkemo kugira ngo bishana gutakatera mukano kakafaka takatire n'izindi cyo no bakigereze ngo takakora ki batakase bakatera.
Is saying that you are taking these ones for planting. After digging your hole, make sure when you are planting this one, you cover it. You cover the whole of it, and even you can cut it and remove that top. Is useless. But when you cover on top, it is just soft here. So make sure the sunshine does not do what? Affect it. You can even cover with soil, just only 1 inch on top of this one. Okay, but not the other part, but on top 1 inch. The rest you can cover.
How do you do the thinning? The thinning of the banana, because it's always disturbed. You remove it again. How do you thin them?
I've said that maybe we shall do a demonstration there.
Yeah.
Okay, let us move now.